Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And I'm just whispering while checking in on ya. It's like fucking 7:15 in the morning. My wife's downstairs still sleeping. You know what's hilarious? Fucking Verzi texts me, right, at like 6:10 in the morning. He goes, I was just at a great diner, ordered eggs over medium. They came eggs over easy. And then writes, unreal. So then I wrote back, I text back, right? I was laying in bed and my fucking phone goes off, right? So I wake up and that's what I read, right? So I just text him back and I go, they didn't care, Paul, right? And then he texts back, how are you up at this hour? Animal. And then I text back, I go, oh, because some guy on the East Coast keeps texting me. How come when you put your fucking phone on vibrate, I guess it's the vibrating sound, you think it's going to be silent. I got to find this thing. Go into your settings. Oh, fuck you. You know, my goal for 2016 is to just not go into my settings. When are they going to come up with the fucking robot that does that for you, right? Just goes into your setting. Well, you don't want that. Then you lose total control. That's like signing over power of attorney. These fucking dopes that I know that have a money manager. And you know, I haven't paid a bill in years, and they just have some guy writing checks on their account, signing their fucking name. There you go. There's a good move financially. What, because you don't want to lick a stamp a couple of times a week? You're going to just hand over all your finances, everything you ever fucking worked for, to some fucking jerk-off? Can't do that shit. You cannot do that. Anytime you're in a position to have a money manager, you cannot do it, because there's no way you're not making more money than that fucking guy. If he was, he'd have his own money manager. Right? So all he's going to do is see you making more money than him, and then he's handling all the money, and then eventually he's going to be like, hey, you know, I think I'm entitled to more. Maybe I'm going to go to McDonald's today on his dime, and he writes a check, ba-da-boo-boo-boo, for $4, right? He fucking chows down, and he waits. See if this guy pays attention. See if he fucking notices that a $4 check to McDonald's was written this month. Nothing. Should I wait another month? Play it safe. Play it safe. I mean, we're fucking with jail time here. Play it safe, right? You go 2-3 months, he doesn't fucking notice. All right. Okay, my kid's got a birthday coming up. Well, let's see if I dip in here and I go to fucking Toys R Us. Let's see if he notices. I go down there and get the fucking Millennium Falcon and all this Star Wars shit for my son. And for my daughter, I'll get her the fucking kitty carry-all fucking easy bake, whatever the fuck you get abroad, right? A little broad, LB, right? Not Lyndon. Bias. Talking little broad here, right? So you fucking go down and you do that, right? This fucking whatever. $150 out of the account. Does he notice? Doesn't fucking notice, right? Does not fucking notice. And then, you know, the spigot, it just keeps opening and opening. And then the guy can't stop. He can't fucking stop himself. He's taking so much fucking money. He starts donating some of it to charity. He's fucking taking his friends out. Don't worry, it's on me, right? That's all the guilt. He knows it's coming. As he sits between his 2,000 thread count fucking sheets at night, he's just laying there knowing at some point that door's going to be kicked in. You know, he's just going to hear out the door. And then he's going to be like, did I just dream that? Boom, it's going to come open. And there he's going to be. Like Jerry Lundegaard in fucking in Fargo. Trying to go out that bathroom window, and then just going to grab him as he goes, face down on the fucking bed. Right? And then it's what's going to happen. All right, they get him and they go to jail, and then what the fuck are you going to do? Then you got to take this cunt to court. He's already blown all the fucking cash. Or you know what you could do? You could make out a check to the fucking gas company every fucking month. You could do that. You know, you could sit down in front of the TV, you know, watching a little bit of the news. You could do that and just not open yourself up to that shit. I mean, that's what you could do. Oh, I'm on my fucking stump today. I just yelled. My wife's going to give me shit, but You know, when you're in a relationship, there's ups and downs in the relationships, and there's times when you give a shit what that person thinks about you, and then there's times when you don't. 7 a.m. on a Thursday when I'm a little grumpy, I don't give a fuck. She'll be mad through breakfast. I just don't understand why you have to yell that early in the morning. I don't understand. I know you don't understand. I know all day long you don't understand. It's your fucking goddamn M.O. That's the ladies' M.O. I don't understand why you don't just do everything that I want at the moment that I want you to do it. I don't understand that I live with somebody else that has a different schedule than I do. I don't understand. Psycho girlfriend. All right. Psycho girlfriend. Where am I? Okay, so my girlfriend and I have been together for about 5 years, and lately I've been feeling the get engaged pressure from her family. Well, yeah. I'm 23 and she's 21. All right, let me rephrase that. Well, no. I thought you guys were older. We've been together since high school, and I haven't experienced much else besides, of course, the young middle school tug job girlfriends. I'm afraid of someday regretting missing out on meeting a ton of different girls like all my buddies have been. I mean, you're only young once, right? My girlfriend flips out on me about watching porn because I'm thinking about other girls, and she acts like I'm cheating on her. And half the time when we're out, she thinks I'm checking out other girls. Because you probably are, dude, because you want to. Because you want to break up with her, is what I'm guessing. She's a drop-dead gorgeous girl, so I don't get what she's so insecure about. But like I said, she's crazy. She gets abusive with me, and I just kind of sit there and take it all the time. She's Latina, by the way, Honduran and Nicaraguan. She's got that wild temper. All right, now, is that considered racist to say that Latina chicks are a little crazier than what? Unlike what? Pasty, drunken Irish chicks? Oh, yeah, they're always so even-keeled. When I asked for space, I woke up the next day and my car was keyed. She claims she had nothing to do with it. I love the girl. She's all I've ever known, and she's amazing most of the time. But I'm not sure if I can live like this forever with her temper and her jealousy. What would you do? Anyways, love the podcast. Thanks for the advice, and go fuck yourself. P.S. Good luck with the home gym. Everybody knows you got no business in a regular... go fuck yourself. I got no business in a regular gym. Oh, and you do, is you're sitting here and you're a fucking goddamn... You know something? I actually had sympathy for you, and I was going to give you some good advice. You know what? Go fuck yourself. You know what your problem is in this thing? You're allowed to... You're young. I'm not going to be a dick to you, okay, because you're young. This is the deal. All right? You got yourself a hot girl. All right? And you didn't know how to set up the relationship. She fucking rolled all over you. You're asking what I'd do in your situation? If I was 23, I'd be doing what you were doing. I'd be staying in the relationship, wanting to get out, and dealing with this bullshit. But I can tell you this right now. Her looks aren't always going to be there, but she's always going to have keys. You know what I mean? So that's what you're signing up for. The looks go out the fucking window. You're marrying the fucking person. And if this fucking lunatic, every time, if God forbid your mailman is a fucking woman who's younger than her at that point, I don't know. I don't know. You was too wishy-washy. I can't tell whether you fucking want to be in it or not. But I can tell you this right now. Any woman keys your car, that's it. It's fucking over. Okay, that is the level of being a complete fucking psycho, a complete disrespect for your own property, and a sign that when she was a child, she was never told no. The fact that you would go out and do something like that, yeah. I don't know. It sounds to me like you want to go fucking get some notches on your belt, and you're afraid that if you do, and you break up with this girl, that she's going to fucking stab you. I don't know. I got claustrophobic reading it, if that means anything, but I'm a fucking lunatic.
I just went over and I had a voiceover for a TV show, which is cool, man. You know, did that in the morning, and then I was gonna go over and do something productive, and I ended up being in a part of the city where somebody showed me where there was a good burger, and I got the burger. And then down the street, there was this place where you get an ice cream sandwich that has that instead of having the sandwich part, it's actually a donut. I know what you're thinking, Bill. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? And it's like I'm on the rails and I'm off the rails. I ate perfectly the last 3 days. I was over in that part of the city. My wife was there. She always knows every good place to eat. I folded. I just wanted her to know that I knew where some places were too, you know? And we'd already gotten into we had a brutal fight today. She actually fucking screamed at me, and I didn't say anything because she was right. What happened was I was in bumper-to-bumper traffic out here, right? So we got a green light, but I can't get across the intersection without blocking it. So I'm waiting for the people to pull up as the light's green. So I hear this guy behind me beep. Then all of a sudden, he tries to pass me on the right like he's just going to go around me like I'm some sort of bitch. Right? So I step on the gas of my Prius and we fucking drive up and he's trying to cut in and I fucking cut this guy off. He came within a coat of paint of hitting us. Right? But I fucking boxed him out between me and the parked car and he had to give in. So now we're just parallel. Nia screamed like a person who was not driving the car and was sitting in the passenger seat. Right? Fucking screamed. And initially, she starts yelling at the guy, and I'm yelling at the guy. He puts the window down. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, why the fuck you stopping at a fucking green light? I'm like, there's no fucking wrong. He's like, blah, blah, blah. And Nia's screaming at him. And then I go, dude, you're a fucking psycho, pointing at my own head. You're a fucking psycho. He goes, you're a fucking psycho, too. Now, looking back, I should have been like, all right, it's a decent point. But, you know, I wasn't in psycho move until you did that Mad Max shit, you fucking cunt. And then this is what kills me. Nia rolls the window up, and then the fucking guy goes around me on the left this time and makes a left and leaves. So, that's the end for him. Now Nia is just sitting there, like, shaking with her arms crossed, and I'm like, fuck, here we go. And so I'm trying to be funny about it. I'm like, hey, Nia, great job. You really gave that guy hell. And then she's just fucking staring ahead, and I'm like, are you mad at me? And she just screamed like, he almost hit the side of the car, the side that I was on. Like freaking out. And I was just like, yeah, Jesus. And then I wanted to apologize. And I started thinking about Johnny Roast Beef and Goodfellas, you know, when he buys the pink Cadillac. You know, his fucking Jimmy's going, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? And he just keeps going, I'm sorry. It's in my grandmother's name. Like, I just kept picturing his dumb face. Unfortunately, she didn't look at me because I had a smirk on my face because that's what I felt like. Because she was 100% right. So, like a good 10 miles of silence in stop-and-go traffic. So that's the equivalent of like 40 miles if I didn't live in such an overcrowded city. And she's just like, you know, her face, she has like 3 different levels of mad, and she was at like the top level of mad. I kept looking over, you know, her bottom lip was still stuck out like she's like a little dog that was mad, you know, like your little brother right before he cries. You're like, is he going to cry or is he going to punch me in the head? You know, when you do that, when you push your little brother too far, you're like, he's either going to start swinging or start crying. I don't know. Might want to lean back a little bit, get the arms up, right? She had that look on her face. And the next time I looked over, it was just an angry face. And then I looked over again, and then her arms were just crossed. So I know at that point that you can actually talk to her, so I tried to cute my way out of it. I said, listen, you were 100% right. She goes, that's right, I was. I go, all right, let me rephrase that. You were 110% right. And she gave me shit back again. I said, all right, look, you were 120% right, and that's my final offer. All right? Got a little bit of a smile out of it, but she was fucking mad at me. I know. Then I tried to turn it around on her. Try to say like that's why I'm successful, because I don't take shit from other people. Like that's a situation that you need to take shit in. Just let the fucking maniac go. Who gives a shit, Bill? Why do you give a fuck? Why do you immediately go into like lunatic mode? And I was actually thinking about it when I was driving home, how my wife's energy is so much more chill than mine. And I'm like, am I just like a car engine that just idles higher? and I can't fucking, I'm just burning through the tank of gas? Or do I wake up in the morning, chill, like she does, and I just don't let life affect me, knowing she doesn't let life affect her the way it affects me. And I actually think it's a little more the second one. I think I just need to fucking relax a little bit. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm yelling at the guy. You're a fucking psycho. What do I? For all I know, that guy knows all that jujitsu shit. So, he's got me down. He's past my guard. I'm laying on the street. All of a sudden, my Prius goes into gear and it runs over my wrist and snaps my watch band, but doesn't break any bones because it's a Prius, right? What the fuck is wrong with me? So it was like a perfect day. I'm on vacation. She was loving that I was relaxed and all of that. And within 2 seconds, one cunt fucked up my whole day. And what was really making me laugh was that guy was by himself. So the second he went around me and made the left, it was over. He left. And then there I was getting yelled at by my wife for the next fucking 10 miles. And I was kind of laughing to myself going, son of a bitch won. I thought I won when he didn't get in. I thought I won. I didn't. I won the first round. Then got the old right there, Fred, when it went to the judges, right? So it's fucking pathetic. Anyways, what a dick. I didn't think it was him, because he had this foreign car, but it had an American car sounding horn, so I didn't think it was him, so I was off my game, and he almost got around me. I don't know, it's probably stupid, right? Fuck you. You don't make mistakes? We all make mistakes.
Did you see the fucking redneck that blew his goddamn leg off? Oh, my God. There's this new fucking thing that rednecks are doing, because they just love shooting stuff and blowing stuff up. And as much as people, who don't have their own spread, living in the middle of nowhere, judge them, somewhere in the back of your head, it's fun. Riding around on a fucking four-wheeler, shooting a gun on your own fucking property, it's got to feel great. That's a level of freedom that I've never heard. I've never felt, I live in the city where there's noise ordinances, which basically noise on my property should not carry over. Like, you can basically call the cops if somebody's splashing around in their pool too loud. He's mocking the fact I don't have one. The cops go over and then they just start beating people, right? Or, air quote, getting the situation under control. Christ, what the fuck was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, riding around. So I watched this new thing that they do. They take some sort of explosives, and they put it in these old cars, and then hopefully they stand far enough away, and the fucking thing blows up. Well, this fucking guy, all right, redneck, blows. Look at this shit. Right here it goes. Redneck blows himself up, blows up house, blows himself up in a bonfire, blows up pigs, almost blows his head off. This is such redneck stuff. Stupid redneck blows himself up. Fire blows up, blows himself up. Boat motor blows up. Fucking rednecks are crazy. Blows leg off. Let's see, where is it? Come on. All right, yep, an American gun enthusiast. Oh, you had to throw American in there? Georgia man loses leg after explosive-filled lawnmower. I will link you this. You don't see his leg blow off, but you blow off his body, but this guy basically, it's called, I hope I say it right, tannerite. It's some sort of explosive. And the new thing that these rednecks do is you put it in whatever vehicle. You know what it is? It's really what's going on here is these rednecks are starting to be a little more classy. After all these fucking years of, having a car die. They just leave it on their front lawn. Now they're getting rid of it. They're blowing them up. So they put this tannerite, however the fuck you say it, it's just explosive. And there's some sort of formula, like basically for every such and such amount, you need to be like 100 feet back. All right? So let's say whatever. We'll just say this guy's, if he's got a handful of this fucking tanner, oh God, we're doing math now, Bill. All right? And he basically needed to be about, like, I don't know, 500 feet back, and he was 40 feet away from this lawnmower. And he fucking shoots the shit, right? He fucking shoots it. And he blows the fucking thing up, right? Listen to this shit. Here, somebody had to do their fucking DJ remix of it. Anyways, he's shooting it, and he's shooting the lawnmower, and all of a sudden it fucking blows up, and then he's on the ground, and you can't see anything. The camera's pointing at the ground, you just hear him go, I blew my leg off! Fucking unbelievable. I'm amazed that he could actually say that. I would just be staring at the stump going, ah! I mean... Well, oh my God, he's got to tell that story for the rest of... At what point can he laugh along with everybody else? You know? I bet he's considered like a tragic figure now in the redneck community. You know, like he'll probably, you know, at the next cross burning, they let him light it. He hobbles up and everybody gives him a round of applause. Like they're all fucking sad. Like what happened to him was some sort of a terrorist act rather than self-imposed fucking stupidity. Jesus Christ. You know, I feel bad for the guy, but who the fuck are you doing? Shooting a goddamn gun at dynamite, basically, whatever the fuck it is, in a goddamn lawnmower. That's the fucking blade alone. The shrapnel from that.
Right there. Right there. Okay, here's a couple of revenge stories. All right, Bill, saw you at the Stress Factory. You're the only white guy I've paid to see there. Great. Thank you. I think. I love when black guys say that. You know, you're the funniest white boy I ever seen. Thanks. Usually, I think you guys suck. Yeah, just openly. Oh, shit, somebody dropped the fucking N-word. First time this year, somebody dropped the N-word to me after one of my shows. You guys ever see that bit I did about being in Nashville? And that guy dropped the N-word out of fucking nowhere, and he didn't even look around. He said it like he was saying the word like chair or something, and I got all fucking panicked, and I didn't know what to do. Every once in a while, that happened to me in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Raleigh, North Carolina, and now Tampa. This is all over the last, 4 years. So this time was after one of my shows. This dumb broad who wouldn't shut the fuck up the whole show, and she kept standing up, and she had blonde hair that was sort of like a short haircut, and so she ended up looking like Glenn Close in The Natural. She kept standing up, and so at the end of the show, she had to come out to me. No, listen, you don't understand. You don't understand. I think you're funny. She's all fucking drunk. I'm like, okay, sweetheart. Okay. And I'm selling my DVDs, and as she would go to the left of the table, I would go around to the right. And then she'd go to the right, I'd go to the left. I'm basically keeping a piece of furniture in between us because, those fucking girls, when they get drunk and they come up with that red wine breath, it's fucking horrific, So she comes up to me, and I'm like, okay. I get it. You had a good time. You weren't trying to disrupt the show, even though I told you to shut the fuck up 15 times. I get it. She goes, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. You're one of my favorite comedians. I like you, and I like Cat Williams, even though he's a N-word. I just looked at her. I go, did you just say? And then she looked at me. I go, all right, you have a good night. And I just walked away. That's my new thing I do. The first time, when it first used to happen, I used to kind of stare at the floor with my eyebrows up, not looking at him like, okay, what the fuck? This is really happening. And then I went through this middle phase of trying to change the person's views. Trying to tell them why they shouldn't say it, and I realized that's a fucking waste of time. You know what I mean? You have to fuck. I mean, it's
It's like the person was like 14 or 15 saying it, and they had hope. This person was like pushing 40. It's over. You know? That's like the fucking America right now. We think we're going to go into Iraq and drop some fucking Starbucks and cheesecake factories over there, and those people are going to stop. It's over. They're not. They're doing what the fuck they're doing. They don't like each other, and we should let them just fucking work it out. So I just look at those. I just go like, I just clarify what they say. Did you just say this? And they either say yes or just look at me, and I just walk away from them. So I walk away, and then I'm talking to somebody else, and then all of a sudden she comes staggering up again. No, wait. You don't understand. You don't understand. And I said, ma'am, I'm done talking to you. Seriously, I'm done talking to you. Walk away. So, I don't know. I know she's going to wake up this morning, and I'm going to be the asshole. I had a couple of those. I have a lot of problems with women down here in Tampa. I had another girl, she was just drunk and pissed. She comes walking up to the table. Wait, you fucking selling a fucking DVD? I gotta fucking buy one. You already fucking have it. And I'm just like, ma'am, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. What the fuck? My fucking husband wants me to fucking buy the fucking thing. So, and then she was doing that whole thing, coming around to the back. If I can just establish one thing I would love to establish after my shows is if somehow I could get people to respect the other side of the table. You know? I don't mind people come around, they want to take a picture. But the people who come around, people who you don't mind coming up to you, never come up to you. They all walk out the door. And then they send you a text. I was going to say hi, but I was shy. Sorry. But the fucking drunks who come up with spittle coming out of their mouth, they got to walk right up to your face. What's that Seinfeld? The close talkers? That's what they end up doing. I don't even remember I'm not even drinking. I can't even remember what the fuck happened last night because it's high voltage tower. I don't know. She just kept coming up to me and she kept cursing. I'm like, all right, lady, all right. And she goes, no, I'm sorry. You come over here and hug me. It's like, no, get away from me. And then she starts putting her fucking hands on me, and it's just like, something, you fucking twat? I don't want you fucking touching me right now. Okay, but you don't give a shit because you're a woman and I'm a guy, and it's okay for you to do that. It's not considered anything. If I do it to you, it's fucking some sort of harassment, right? Get your fucking drunk ass hands off of me. You're a sloppy mess. Get away from me. You know what I'm doing? I want to put my hand right on her fucking forehead, And right as she reached up to fucking remove my hand, I gave her that little to her head, make that head snap back a little bit, and right as it was registering that I made her head snap back, I would then, like Chuck Norris, swiftly move to the exact opposite side of the tables, because then I know she'd get mad and then start flailing. Oh my God, you just fucking stabbed me in the fucking head. Yes, I did, you drunk cunt. Buy a DVD or don't buy a DVD, but don't fucking, come up and start fucking cursing me out. I'm not telling you got to buy the thing, you fucking twat. Beat it. All right, so I got one more show here in Tampa.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, May 2nd, 2016. And I know I always make that joke like, oh my God, where is the year going? But seriously, guys, where the fuck is this year going? What the fuck? May 2nd already. May fucking 2nd. We're getting ready for the summer. Into May. I'm psyched. I'm psyched that we're into May, because May means we're closer to the middle of July. And in the middle of July, I will be done writing, helping to write the second season of F is for Family. And then I'm free. Not really, but sort of. And I'll have 2 weeks off. And then old Freckles, rumor has it, is going to be doing a nice run through Europe. So, which may or may not start in Ireland. It's all sort of loose at this point, but we're slugging it out, and I'm actually feeling much better, by the way. Thank you for not asking with my sciatica. Sciatica. That sounds like a fucking speed metal band, Not a good one, though, right? Come see my band, Sciatica. We're going to be down at the Ground Round on Wednesday night. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely see it. All right. So, you think maybe you could, bring some people? Hey, I'm going to do what I can. All right. So is that, can I definitely put you down? Dude,
Fuck off. If I get there, I'll get there. All right, bro. Chill. Sciatica. Sorry. I found some new stretches. I found this fucking guy on YouTube, this doctor, who was just sitting on a yoga mat, one of these fucking new agey guys. You know what I mean? One of those guys that's like straight, but still makes you uncomfortable. You know those straight guys? Like a straight up gay guy is not uncomfortable to be around. But there's a certain kind of straight guy that's coming off like he's gay, but he's straight. That is the most uncomfortable male to be around. I don't know why. You know what I mean? It's almost like they got something between their teeth and you just can't even hear what the fuck they're saying. You want to be like, can you just go and get that the fuck out of here so I can listen to you? Is there a word for that? The gay straight guy? Yeah, Bill, it's called a gay guy in the closet. Or maybe it isn't. Some guys are just effeminate. Some guys just stand there in gym classes, one person after another is called to be on the team. Well, that's a stereotype, right? There's gay athletes. There was that guy who played on the Big 12 there in Missouri. And then he went to that football team, and then he got cut. It must have been hard to cut him, right? All right, how bad does this guy have to suck before we won't get accused of being homophobic when we cut him? You know, that's always in the air. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm here to talk about sciatica at the Worcester Syndrome. Turns out my hamstring was fucked up, so I was doing like the touch your toe stretches, which is the exact opposite thing that you want to do, because the nerve is like pinched or inflamed, and you're just like you're not stretching it. Or I guess you stretch the muscles really. So whatever, and usually I don't know, stretches around the nerve. I have no idea. I never even heard of this fucking thing until I had this problem, and God knows I didn't take any anatomy classes. So I think when you don't have a nerve issue, you can then do that bend, because what you're stretching really is just your muscle fiber, the muscle tissue. And the nerves are just sort of chilling around it. But when it gets pinched between the fucking anterior crucial ligament of the lower fucking vertebrae tailbone, whatever the fuck it is, all I know is like fucking pulling a balloon, uninflated balloon. I have no fucking analogy. I don't know what. All I know is it hurt. So I put this guy on, this hippie guy, and he was just like, yeah, man, what you actually want to do is there's certain stretches that you want to do, and there's certain stretches that you don't want to do. And, you know, we're in an age right now, I'm so fucking impatient. I was trying to skip ahead, but I just had to sit there, you know, everything I could do just to get through a 9-minute video. It's only 9 minutes out of my day, but there's like a flat screen TV with NBA and NHL playoffs going on. I got other videos I can click on. You know, as I'm sitting there trying to listen to this guy, I'm also looking at all the videos on the right. You know, there's free porn. There's all kinds of shit. And this guy is just sitting there going, you know, okay, good stretch that you want to do is actually, if you just sit down on your buttocks, make sure your weight is on your pelvic bones. And it was driving me fucking insane, but whatever. I ended up doing the stretches, and I definitely feel better. So, thanks to that guy, whatever his fucking name is. And I will definitely be posting those in case anybody else has that problem. If you're just sitting down in a chair and like your feet go numb and shit, you could possibly have what I have. Or you got a big dog sitting in your lap. One or the other. I have no fucking idea, but I'm just happy that it feels better. And I got to tell you, all these fucking aches and pains that I'm having, I knew this a long time ago. There's nothing better than stretching. Now that I've gone out and I bought all this fucking Rogue Fitness shit, you know, to lift weights and all the atomic grips and all that shit to do the Ninja Warrior stuff. Like, the best thing I could be doing. All that shit's all going to be great, provided I fucking stretch. But, I don't know. I wish I knew way fucking back in the day to stretch. There was no stretching in the 80s. You went to Gold's Gym. You just did the old, you know, you did the stretch you did before you started lifting in Gold's Gym back in the 80s. Do you remember fucking Chevy Chase when he's about ready to jump in the pool with Christy Brinkley when he's going, this is crazy. You know, he's moving his fucking, that's what you did. You did a couple of those.
and then you did like you stuck your arm to the side and you did those fucking, touch your left hand to your right toe and up and down, 1, 2, fucking those military things. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love Marine Corps. You're doing that shit, right? Without stretching. And then you would just fucking work out. I fucked up myself so much. Fucked up my tricep. I tore a pec. You know what's funny? All of this shit's going to come back to haunt me the next time I lose my fucking health insurance. If someone just listen to this podcast and list everything that I'm talking about as some sort of pre-existing condition. You're probably going, well, Bill, you're doing well. How do you keep losing your health insurance? Well, because you do an acting gig, they pay you one time, and then they start sending you residual checks for like $1.35. And you have to make $10,000 a year minimal to keep your, every single year, you got to make it. You got to make that or something like that to keep your fucking SAG after fucking health insurance. And, if 1 year goes by, and you're writing a show rather than being on the show, you fucking lose your, you end up losing. I mean, I do anyways. I haven't done enough, I haven't done enough acting work, I guess. You'd think with 58 Fast and Furious, 47 Friday the 13th, you'd think I could catch on enough to make $10,000 a year. You know what? I'm blaming the fucking after SAG health insurance. I think I got to take this one. I got to take this one myself. I got to look myself in the fucking mirror and be like, you know what, Bill, it's your goddamn fault. It's your own fucking fault. Why don't you just go out and get Blue Cross Blue Shield? That's what I should do. And I should just walk away from SAG after. Right? I don't fucking know. I'm a big advocate of that. Looking yourself in the mirror and being like, all right, you fucked up. As opposed to being like, the world is unfair, which everybody knows it is. Right? But if you say, all right, I fucked up, then it actually gives you an option to be, okay, what can I do to lessen the fuck up? Because I know I'm going to fuck up again. Like if you're like Caitlyn Jenner right now, rather than fucking filming yourself taking a piss in Trump's tower, why don't you just look yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, how did I fuck this up? For the first 66 years of my life, I had a definitive bathroom to go into. There wasn't any questions, nor did I have to film myself and then afterwards say I didn't molest anybody. What has happened to that person? That person has absolutely lost their fucking mind. Who's walking around filming themselves taking a piss and then talking about child molesters? And I know what people would say. You can't have these fucking former guys with boobs. Now they have, they're transitioning people. They're going to fucking molest somebody, blah, 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 blah. I know that's what that whole fucking thing was supposed to be about, but, I don't know. That just came off to me as shameless self-promotion. I don't have anything against transgendered people, but that fucking dingbat. It's funny. Dingbat is the proper word because, she identifies with the female sex. So I think dingbat now works. As opposed to douchebag. See, I kept the D. I went alliteration. I can never fully... You know what? I would never call Bruce a douchebag. Because he was on the Wheaties box, I don't know about this Caitlyn, though. The jury's still out. Oh, Bruce did kill somebody, accidentally. Caitlyn has yet to accidentally kill somebody. So, there's a lot of math to be done. You know what? I strike all that. I think she was right to film herself peeing in a skyscraper. Whenever I see a video like that, I always wonder if people who are truly suffering around the world, if they ever get access to a laptop and just somehow that comes up on their fucking YouTube page. You know what I mean? They're just living in those people that in Brazil that live in those fucking trash heaps. If somehow they see fucking Caitlyn Jenner walking around acting like a victim, wearing shoes that they probably fucking sewed together at 3:00 in the fucking morning. Oh, I know. You're supposed to care about everything. I don't give a fuck. You know what I give a shit about right now? Sciatica coming to the Providence. Oh, it's the Worcester Providence Civic Center. Worcester Civic Center. No. Fuck, I can't even remember. That's all I give a shit about. I give a shit about, I don't know, being able to fucking reach down and pick up a dirty sock without having a fucking bolt of lightning go down the back of my leg. That would be nice, right?
Maybe I'm transitioning. I'm transitioning into a fucking old man right before my very eyes. Basically, everything that I'm going to be talking about over the next couple of months is going to be whatever I look out the window and see while we're writing F is for Family. So, anyways, the other day we're in the writer's room, actually yesterday, and all of a sudden we just hear like this fucking commotion, right? And we look out our windows and there's all these protesters just walking down the fucking, taking up like a street, you know, a lane of the street, like, like bike riders do now. You know what I mean? When they ride down the street, if there's two of them, rather than riding single file, they ride side by side because they want to talk and, fuck the 50 cars that are behind them. Oh, and then, by the way, if they actually get hit, it's this major fucking tragedy. Like, oh my God, can you fucking believe that happened? Yes, I can totally believe that happened. Completely. A bicycle is simply a motorcycle without an engine. That's what you're riding around on. But I know you're dressed up like you're in the Tour de France. You're feeling a little European like that dude in Breaking Away. Maybe you're speaking in Italian. And you kind of forget that you're riding a bicycle out in the street in Los Angeles. Home to arguably some of the worst drivers on the planet. All right? And I've always gone off on technology and shit, saying I don't like it, saying like we had enough technology somewhere around the early 90s. We should have stopped right about there. You let people die off. Stop trying to cure fucking diseases. Stop making new technology that everybody has to go out and go buy. Let's just stop right fucking here, okay? I mean, can you remember the early 90s? It was fucking great. It was fine. Cars were fast enough. Everything was fine. You didn't have to go any further than that. Wasn't it better when everybody wasn't on the fucking internet? I think it was. Even though I'm sitting here on the internet right now, I'd be willing to walk away from this shit. It was a fucking great time. Everything you did wasn't filmed. It wasn't fucking recorded. There wasn't some satellite pointing at you, tracking you down the streets. You try to get to a Dairy Queen, but also the Illuminati can fucking take you out because they probably own that satellite. Turn on some chip in your car and make you drive into a fucking tree. I mean, come on, people. These are very mainstream stories here. Anyways, these fucking they must have had a permit because there was a cop in front of them and behind them, and they're just walking down the street. And I got to tell you something, all right? I'm all for the working man. I'm all for that type of shit. But the second you go out in the fucking street and you start blocking traffic, I don't give a shit if you're trying to save babies. I hate you, and I want to rent a cement truck and run you over. Like, I was sitting in an office. They weren't causing me any trouble, and just the empathy that I had for the people trying to drive around them made me want somebody to just fishtail into the fucking crowd. So if you've ever been in a protest, let me ask you this question. Isn't the objective to not only call attention to whatever it is you're complaining about, but then don't you want people to listen and then be like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was going on? So why would you annoy the shit out of everybody by like clogging up traffic? To me, it's no different than fucking terrorists. A lot of times, whatever terrorists are bitching about, I'm like, yeah, I totally understand why you're upset about that. But to then go and blow up a bunch of innocent people, I'm just like, yeah, well, that's not the way you solve it. Right? Am I oversimplifying this? It's not like we don't fly over there and drop bombs and, oops, did that land on your baby? Yeah, we were trying to get the bad guy. Sorry, your baby was within a 30-mile radius. I don't know. Anyways, do you guys have that? Do you have like I actually enjoy riding a bike, but I am an old school bike rider. Like, I ride up on the sidewalk. I don't wear a helmet. I don't ride 90 miles an hour down the sidewalk, and I don't care when people who walk on the sidewalk give me a fucking dirty look. It's just like, I'm not going out there in traffic because I know everybody out there is like me, and they're texting while they're driving, or they're fucking air drumming. God knows how many people are out there on prescription pills. To go out there on a fucking motorcycle without an engine is really fucking stupid. And I feel like this thing with like bike riders, they have this thing where they feel like they're these victims. And I find them way, way more hostile, considering the position that they're in. And they have this whole fucking, you will respect me, and I have just as much as a right to be out here, which you do. You do. I mean, even though there is no bike lane, they just painted a bicycle on the fucking street so they could get the federal grant. That's the only reason why they do that shit, right? And then, you know, all right, so you have a right to be out there, but then you have to obey the rules of the road, and 99% of you don't. When was the last time you saw a guy on a bicycle actually stop at a fucking red light? They never do. They never do. They fucking look both ways. They fucking glide right through the fucking thing. And then if they get hit, then they frost the bicycle. Like, oh, well, can you believe that happened? What a poor baby. I don't know. I have to tell you, though, people who ride bicycles out here in Los Angeles are out of their fucking minds. And I am so anti those fucking cars that are going to drive themselves. Until I go on the highways out here in Los Angeles, I'm just like, you know what I really think it should be? I think if you suck at driving, they should just take your right to drive away. You can still have a car, but the car will drive for you because you suck at it. You know what I mean? But I think if you're actually a decent driver, you should then be allowed to continue driving. So I think if you got rid of people who sucked at driving, right off the bat, conservatively speaking, I'd say that's at least 30% of drivers. You know? And then I think that middle, 30 to 35% will just have the option. Because there's a lot of people that are actually decent at driving, but if they're like, dude, if I could just fucking take a nap and just sleep on the way to work for 45 minutes and just wake up when I'm there, I would rather do that. So you figure it, at least half of them are going to do it initially, and then a half of those halves are going to be like, well, he has a self-driving car. I grass is always greener. I want one of those too. And then I think you'll just basically get down to 18% of people that actually truly enjoy driving. And we'll get our own lane. This is my dream. We get our own lane. We get to drive as fast as we want. And you guys are just all in robot cars, And then everybody who actually still continues to drive, those are the people that, when they're the first guy to make a left, they get way out into the intersection. They feel a sense of responsibility that two cars behind them will make it. Those types of people, those people that realize the further left you go, the faster you go. And if somebody's on your bumper, you don't slam on the brakes, you get over. That person's obviously in more of a hurry than you are. You fucking let them go. That's probably 18% of drivers, wouldn't you say? You like how I just painted myself as the fucking hero and all that? Oh, yeah, I'm one of the guys. I'm one of the guys that knows how to do the things correctly. All right, that's the podcast for this Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend, you cunts. If you're protesting and you want my support, stay up on the sidewalk. If you're riding a bicycle, please be careful and ride single file and have some fucking courtesy for the people behind you. And if there's a red light, why don't you fucking stop at the thing, okay? And stop wearing aerodynamic shit, all right? It doesn't make you any faster, and there's nothing at stake, all right? What a dude. Yeah, I got to tell you something I found the other day when I was on YouTube. Any wrestling fans out there? Huh? Anybody old like me used to watch fucking Tony Garea and Larry Zbyszko, Ivan Putski and Bulldog Brower and Pat Patterson and Ted DiBiase? The Intercontinental Champion, Dusty Rhodes, Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, the Moondogs, George the Animal Steel, Superstar, Billy Graham, Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino, Greg the Hammer Valentine. I can't remember how many of these fucking guys I still remember. Tony Atlas, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I still remember their finishing moves. Tony Atlas would just fucking basically do a military press with you. He'd just pick you up over his head and he'd fucking throw you. Right? Andre the Giant would just put his giant fucking sized 48 foot. He'd throw you off the ropes and just stick it right in your face. And he'd sit on you. Ivan Putski had the Polish hammer. Greg Valentine had the figure 4 leg lock. That's the first time I ever threw out my back. This kid, when I was in 4th grade, showed me how to do the figure 4 leg lock by putting me into it, and it was fucking killing my knee. And I was trying to get up to get free my leg from putting pressure on my kneecap. And that's the first time I fucked up my lower back. I've had a bad back since the bad lower back since the 4th grade.
Chief Jay Strombo would do the fucking rain dance. That wasn't too fucking racist, was it? Once he did that, he went into this crazy fucking, he couldn't feel pain anymore, and then he kicked the shit out of you. All right, enough of that shit. So I was just looking up some of the old wrestling stuff that I used to watch. SD Jones, Special Delivery Jones. The guy never fucking won. He was the most coolest fucking guy ever. Anyways, Mr. Wonderful, Roddy Piper. I fucking love all those guys. So anyways, I never heard of this before, but those of you who aren't fans of wrestling there's this thing called a shoot match, which is basically, wrestling. It's sports entertainment. When I was a kid, they used to argue that it was real. And then finally they just said, no, it's fake. But what was great was once they said it was fake, they could actually talk about all the real pain that they go through. So I was kind of just watching some YouTube videos about that, and I came across this stuff called a shoot match. So I was like, what the hell is a shoot match? And a shoot match is basically a wrestling match where they're fake fighting, and then somebody gets pissed at somebody else, and it becomes a real fight. And what usually happens from the few that I saw is if the person's just not a complete roided up psycho, what it really is either somebody's not selling your moves, like I'm fake punching you and you're just acting like it's not hurting, so you're making me look like an asshole, or somebody, you're allowing somebody to throw you and do a move and they botch it and fuck you up and hurt you, and then you get mad. I saw one with this guy. This kid was new and he went to execute some fucking throw, and this guy was just a psycho. He didn't look like he landed that bad, and he got up and just beat the fuck out of this guy. Just threw him head first out of the ring. The guy landed on his fucking head and immediately had a concussion. Then he picked the guy up and threw him into the metal stairs. And this guy kept selling. I guess he didn't have to sell the moves at that point, but that one was fucking brutal. But the funniest one that you got to see, and I'm going to have a link to it, it's the Great Antonio versus Antonio, I hope I say it right so he doesn't come over and slap the shit out of me, Inaki, a Japanese guy. So the Great Antonio is this guy. I can't even describe what he looks like. He looks like a fucking troll with a page boy haircut, and he's just ridiculously fat, and he's wearing the ugliest mustard-colored yellow, like, sweatpants with these military boots on. Just not a good-looking person. And he's wrestling this guy, Antonio Inaki, who's a Japanese guy who looks like a fucking movie star. He's got the old-school movie star chin. He's got the Jack Lord Hawaii 5-0 fucking haircut. He's in great shape. So they start fucking wrestling and wrestling. And, the Japanese guy is being a fucking professional. And the Great Antonio, who I guess had a reputation for not selling people's moves and being selfish in the ring, the Japanese guy would punch him in his fat stomach and he wouldn't even move. And then the fat dude would keep like punching his stomach like it's hard as a rock. And people were laughing in the crowd. The fucking guy, like the Japanese guy, throws him off the fucking ropes. And the guy just sort of stops, and doesn't sell the fucking move. And the Japanese guy's looking at him like, what the fuck? And the crowd's laughing. You start seeing the Japanese dude looking at him like, dude, what the fuck? So long story short, they get a few minutes into the round. The Japanese guy has been selling everything the fat fuck's doing. The fat fuck's making the Japanese guy look like an idiot. So fat fuck gets the Japanese guy against the ropes, and he's punching almost like the back of this guy's neck. Super fucking hard. And the guy takes like 3 of them before he finally like blocks the 4th one. And then he just snaps like, dude, what? Like, fuck this. And he just stands up and just open hands slaps this fat fuck in the head as hard as you possibly can. And the fat page boy guy like turns his head. It's fucking phenomenal. And the Japanese guy's making those like, come on, let's fucking fight. And the fat fuck's still kind of like thinking he's just going to take one. He slaps him in the fucking head again, then grabs his leg. Japanese dude just snaps, fucking throws him on his belly, boots him in the fucking head. Right now the ref is going like, whoa, whoa, hey, whoa. So the fat fuck's crawling around like a dog. And the Japanese guy boots him in the head again. Now the fat guy is like fucking planking. He's laying down on the ground, and the Japanese guy boots him in the head like another fucking 6 times. It's almost attempted murder. The fucking dude is a bloody mess. They finally just called a match, and it was one of the great pieces of justice I ever saw. I didn't feel bad for the guy at all when he was getting booted in the head. I was dying laughing. If you saw how hard this fat fuck was punching this poor Japanese guy in the back of his neck, and the guy was taking it like a pro, and finally he was just like, what the? Because it was like he was hitting him for real, and he wasn't selling his moves. So I'm gonna have a link for it. If anybody else has some good ones up there, it's just a whole new part of YouTube that if you're at work, if you're bored right now, just look it up yourself. Shoot matches, SHOOT matches, and there's just some legendary ones. And as much as they talk to wrestlers and stuff, like I never hear them. I always hear about doing the road and these great matches that they had, and then of course they talk about people getting the sickness, getting addicted to painkillers and drugs and all that shit. They do all that type of shit, but nobody talks about all these fucking wrestling matches out there that suddenly became real, So I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. That's all I can say.
I don't know. But yeah. Any single moms out there? I mean, is there any sort of responsibility on yourself? Do you ever sit down and just be like, wow, I, no pun intended, really fucked myself over here? I don't know. I'm of that opinion that that's how you grow in life. You can't blame other people's for your failure like Peyton Manning does every goddamn Sunday he loses. We had protection issues. Oh, that actually works. That's what these single moms should do. They should come out just like at the end of one of those Peyton Manning fucking bad games he has. Come out with the towel around your neck and just say, we had protection issues. I don't know if there was a hole in the condom. Oh, wait, he didn't even wear one. It was because, look, he had a condom on initially, and then he went and he put it in my ass, and he wanted to go back to my vagina, so I made him take it off because, I didn't want to get an infection. So I didn't get infected, for anybody wondering, but now I have a child. And you have no idea how difficult it is to try to raise this child. I know, it has to be unbelievably fucking difficult, but at the end of the day, you're the one who laid on your back and took a hot one, okay? So for all you ladies, for all the ladies out there, don't do that. This is what you want. You want to get married first. So you're legally bound to that son of a bitch. So when he knocks you up and then leaves like the piece of fucking garbage that he is, he's going to owe you money, And I know what you're saying. Well, some of these guys, they just blow it off. They become deadbeat dads. They'd rather go to fucking jail anyways. Then you married a fucking loser. Okay? Do you understand that? You married a fucking loser. And I think this day and age, women have no business complaining about what they make an hour. Okay? Because if you listen to the Beyonce catalog of music that she's put on, if you can sit through that, hours and hours of shit that she has put out, evidently, you guys, you're bootylicious, you're independent women, and if you like it, you got to put a ring on it. I mean, right there is the trilogy. That's all the information you need to get ahead in life. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Look, I'm trying to be, not devil's, I'm trying to be a mediator here. I understand that shit happens. I mean, who out there in their fucking career never had a girl who was late? Never took a chance? We all have. So this guy is wrong for judging him that harshly. But these single moms to 100% paint themselves as these fucking victims. You're not. All right? You know goddamn well it's not easy to raise a kid. How do you not fucking know that? I knew that at 16. That was the horror. The fucking horror when I was 16 to get somebody fucking knocked up. You know? And I was so fucking nervous about knocking somebody up, I didn't get laid till I was 19. That's the only reason. I could have got laid at 14. Me coming down this fucking hall with my orange hair and my freckles. I was beating the ladies off me. It was like, listen, ladies, I'd love to have a threesome in the 7th grade, okay? I get it. You know, I'm like that white rhino. I'm rare. I'm desirable. Like the Hope Diamond. That was pathetic. But even then, 19, I started my fucking banging career. And I'm so full of shit. All I would do is just make sure the girl was on the pill. This is back when we thought AIDS you could only get if you were gay or if you were a trucker. And also, please don't take the podcast seriously, all right? There's always people doing that shit. I got an email from somebody who came out to my show down in La Jolla and was saying how he had to drag his wife to my show because all her girlfriends were saying that I was misogynistic and anti-fucking women because their husbands listen to my podcast. And, you know, I'm not anti-women. I just trash them. So why don't you lighten up, you fucking whores, and come out to my show. All right, my house phone is ringing. That's probably the landlord. Where is the rent? I will talk to you guys next week. Everybody have a great week. Take it easy.